And we've been joined by Houston coach Tony Levine. The Cougars are 4-0 overall, 1-0 in the American Athletic Conference. They were in action this past weekend at UTSA. Houston won the game 59-28. This week, Houston has an open date. Their next game will be October 12th against Memphis. And as we mentioned earlier, Houston sweeps this week's Conference Weekly Awards. Freshman John O'Corn is the Offensive Player of the Week. Cornerback William Jackson is the Defensive Player of the Week. And cornerback Brandon Wilson is the Special Teams Player of the Week. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call this week. If you could take a minute to tie up the game against UTSA, maybe talk a little bit about your award winners, and then tell us what you're looking forward to as you head into the open date.
Well, again, another good win for a program, another team win. Again, I'll probably say this over the course of the season. We weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we did enough things in all three phases to win the game. Again, offensively, we did not turn the ball over, which is, again, our number one goal each week on that side of the football. Defensively, we did not get a turnover in the first half, and then in the second half we created 5 turnovers. William Jackson with the interception for a touchdown. We had 2 non-offensive touchdowns. Williams' interception return, and then B.J. Singleton, in my opinion, had the play of the game when UTSA was going to attempt a field goal to, at that point, tie the game in the third quarter, and B.J. Singleton came through the line, blocked it, and then Brandon Wilson, who became the special teams player of the game for the conference, returned it for a touchdown, really giving us a 10-point swing and a 10-point lead at that time. So, again, really proud of our staff. That was a great environment that the UTSA fans, there was over 30,000 UTSA fans there. It was a great Houston crowd as well. But, again, to go on the road and with the young men in our program that we have and the age and the stage they're at right now and come away with the victory was good. That's an outstanding football team and coaching staff we just faced. So I'm proud of our young men and our staff. Moving forward, we're going to treat this week like we had the last bye week after we played Temple, and that we're going to make it a regular game week for our young men. They're off today. We did come in and meet in condition yesterday evening. Then we'll practice tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, and condition Friday, and then they'll have Saturday off. But again, our 3 things we're trying to get accomplished this week is continue to focus what we're doing in the classroom academically, to get our guys that have been banged up healthy, and then to get better in terms of Houston, concerning ourselves with Houston and not Memphis at this point.
Take questions for Coach Tony Levine. Please hit *1 on your telephone, and then the operator will introduce you.
We'll take a question from Joseph Duarte with the Houston Chronicle.
Hey, good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Joseph.
Hey, I was wondering, if I'm not mistaken, I think right now you guys are plus 11 on the turnover margin this year, and your guys talked about Turnover Tuesdays. Can you kind of tell me what you guys do to emphasize that throughout the week?
Well, it's something that we readdressed and spent a lot of time on, actually, the day that our student-athletes reported to training camp in August. And when you look at the end of a football season at the top 20 teams in the nation in turnover margin and the bottom 20 teams in the nation in turnover margin, if you simply look at their win and loss record, there's a major correlation between who's in the top 20 and who's in the bottom 20 and how many wins they each have and how many losses they each have. So it's something we reemphasize. Again, so many young and new players in our program this year that we had to make sure they understood the importance of it. So it's something offensively we take a lot of pride in, taking care of the football, not fumbling, whether you're a skill player on offense or you're a returner in the kicking game. And then certainly with our quarterbacks making great decisions on who they're throwing the football to. Defensively, and I've said this regardless of offense, defense, or special teams, I do believe you're going to play how you practice, and people can interpret that how they want to. But if you practice stripping the ball each and every play, and you practice 11 guys running full speed to the ball on defense each and every play, and you practice getting your hands up as a defensive lineman when the ball is being thrown and getting the ball tipped in the air and then sprinting the ball and trying to create an interception. I believe that's how you're going to play, and that's something our defense has done a great job of in practice. We've created a number of turnovers in practice, whether it was going against the offense or a scout team that showed up in scrimmages, the two we had this fall as well. And I think that's certainly carried over into the games again on both sides of the football.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Levine, please? Coach, well, thank you for your time then this week. We look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Likewise. Thank you.
And again, that is Houston against, Houston with an open date this week in action next October 12th against Memphis.